Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers, and it's Friday, so that means it's another episode of Page by Page with Kyung Shotwell. All of her links to her Etsy store and YouTube channel and so on and so forth are going to be below the video. And I just would like to thank her. I had this page all ready to go and then looked at my list and realized it was sticker and not stencil. So I contacted her, and she allowed me to call a mulligan and change it. And so at some point in the future, she'll get to change one as well. Okay, so this week we're going to be doing a stencil. And so you're going to need a stencil. That makes sense. And this is my practice paper, and I don't want to show it to you quite yet. And let me show you this first. We're on page 15. So we're going through all the way. How did these two pages get stuck together? Oh, okay. So this was the last page that I did, and with the little charms. And so this is 15. So I'm going to take this out and set it to the side. Then I'm going to take this out and I'm going to set this to the side. Hopefully we'll be all right. Now, I've moved the camera way in, and it makes my work area really small. So if I pause, it's because I'm looking backwards at the camera display so I can make sure that you guys can still see me. Okay? So there's a reason for this, and you'll see why in a minute. So, as usual, me, myself, and I've pre-inked the page. So what you're going to need is, this kit is from Victoria Designs, and it's called American Beauty, and it's really pretty. It's named after American Beauty roses. And I love good flower. Ah, yes. There's no butterflies in this one, though. So there you go. Surprise, surprise. So you're going to need a brush to do your stenciling with, and then also to do the muted color around the edge of your page. And the color for this week, even though I mix colors sometimes, but this week is going to be Tattered Rose to go along with the page. It's a reddish, or not a reddish, it's a pinkish, kind of a rosish brown. Well, you can see right here. It's a very pretty color. I like it a lot. You have to go over a couple times if you're using a brush. And you know what? I need to grab, there we go, one of these. When you do your brush in your ink, then you should tap it once or twice so that you don't get that real dark, thick, first spot that messes everything up. Okay, let me get the handle here. Let me get my handle. Gotta get a handle on everything. All right, so you're gonna need a stencil. You're gonna need your scrap pad. Now also, or this was a piece of a manila folder. Also, when you do this, you're going to want to put something underneath. And then I also covered this right here. Not with this, because I didn't want to get ink on it. But, yeah, just in case. Once this is dry, it doesn't come off. But I was afraid that it would rub off. Boy, this is really tough for me. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, just a little bit below this mark. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at so I can stay in camera. Okay, so we're doing this page here. All of that for that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the page. Now, the page is pretty straightforward. There's just a page and a pocket and a card. So you guys are going to like it. But then we also have we have our Prismacolor colored pencils. Now these are the soft core, and what that means is it's not the opposite. Well, it is the opposite of hardcore. I am so sorry. There's no other way to tell you this. But it says right here, soft core. What this is these are soft like a crayon, where the hardcore are hard like a regular colored pencil. So think of these as they're not mushy and they're not made like a crayon, but the consistency is softer like a crayon. Okay, so we're going to be using these today too. Now you don't have to have this brand. You know, you can use any colored pencil or anything that you want, or none, or some, or whatever you like. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is say thank you, Terry, because I fussy cut this out ahead of time. I know. Thank you, Terry. Right. All right, now this is our page, because I had to cut it to size so that I knew how to cut this. So this fits right over the top of that so that it matches up exactly, and it matches up with the flowers. Oops. And that way it's a hidden pocket. Okay? Well, it's hidden once you take the big card out. Okay? So what we're going to do is you don't ink this part because you want it to blend in to the background. If you ink it, it's going to stand out. Now, if you want that effect, then you can do that by all means. But if you don't, then don't. So I forgot to ink the page. Sorry about that. We're going to be doing some inking today anyway, so we might as well start with this. So we're just going to do this pretty color. It's a soft color around the edges to make sure that we can't see that white, because we don't want to see that white around the edge. Okay. So yeah, Kyung did me a solid on this one, because I had done all this fussy cutting. I did all this. And I had it all ready to go in the book, and I'd pre-inked the page, and then I had to call her and tell her what a dummy I was. Fortunately, she hadn't started yet. Okay, so now that means that we're going to ink this, but we're only going to ink it on the outside and the bottom to match the outside and the bottom on this one. Okay? So let's do that. Okay. Okay, now we're going to glue this on, and we're going to match it up. Okay? So you're just going to glue these two outside edges. It's not like a regular pocket. You don't glue this over here. And you don't need to glue this all the way to here either. Just because of the way that stuff goes in and out of the pocket. You do want it to be sturdily. You know, I discovered that was a word, sturdily. Sounds funny. Because, you know, there's not a lot to hold it in there. Okay, here we go. I'm going in. I feel much better now. Okay, now we're going to make a writing card, and the writing card is going to match as well. Don't you know? So, we can't make it, well, we could make it, no, we can't because we have to glue it in. So let's make it, slide it in the pocket. So we're going to make it about this wide. Let's see. I'm trying to decide. Well, let's see. See how far it goes in. Oh, see, we can make it to where it looks like it's double. That's kind of nice. Okay, so let's go to about here, and then we'll go, oh wait a minute, this isn't straight. That still's okay. Then we'll want to go to about here. I want to cut our vertical before our horizontal. That will give us this whole side as a good offcut that we can use for another project, or for this one if the stenciling doesn't go well. You never know. Things could go down bad. Oh, my dog is in here. Oz, what are you doing? What are you doing, bud? So now we've got this to use later. It's almost the size for another page. Okay, so I'm going to set that away. This is going to be our card. Now, I don't want to, let's double check the size before we do anything else. Yeah, see, we need to make it shorter because of the way the glue dries. All right, so let's cut it off right here at this purple flower. I'm making it big on purpose because I know Kyung is going to want to write all in here. Oh, there's an offcut for our later on collage. Then go in the box. Box is closed right now. Wait a minute. We don't have a whole lot. I'm not sure I remembered to start doing it from the very first page. In fact, I know I didn't, only from the center. That's too bad. So now we're going to back it on this cream paper, but I don't want to put the paper on the card yet. But I do want to know what area I have to work with. So we're going to put a line here. Actually, let's just trace this puppy out. Oops. That's no good. I'm sorry if I keep pulling off camera. I have you close up for another reason, and it's making it a little difficult for me to do the rest. I know a lot of people work this close up and they work in a small area that's far away from them, but I'm just not used to it. Okay, so that's where our card is going to be. So we can, let's, for the sake of awkwardness, we can go ahead and cut. Let's cut just a little bit bigger. And there's Oz, losing his mind as usual. All right, I thought I had it under control. And then he barks again. Okay, so now we can set this page to the side, and we're going to set the card to the side for right now. Now we're going to get out our stencil, and I want to show you my sample that I did. These are roses. Stencil is roses. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to stencil the roses onto the page in the tan. And then I'm not done, but I just started. On top of the tan, we're going to take these two colors and we're going to basically color the roses. Now, I've just done the part in the center just to see if it would work. And it does, it works all right. So what we're going to do is we are also going to use the secret weapon, and that is a blending pencil. Now, what a blending pencil is it's just like one of the regular pencils, one of these. It just has no pigment in it. So you're basically coloring the pencil on top of it, but it's moving it together and it's not leaving a color behind. Okay, so in other words, I've got a light pink in here, and I've got the darker pink on the outside. And to blend the two together so it looks like this, instead of like this, is I've used the blending pencil on it. Okay, so now let's decide where we are going to stencil. I would kind of like to leave her some room. This stencil's awful big though, and I really would like to get the whole stencil in. So let's put it down here. I mean, I could put it right smack dab in the center. Where's my paper? And you can also go through, there's 72 colors. So just go through and color a few until you figure out which one's the right one. I'll show you in mine. There's a little trick that I found out. When you go inside here, you see that the pencils are on trays. So I have another blending pencil, as you can see, and I marked it with washi. I put a piece of paper between so I could get them out. They have little finger grabs here, but what happens is this isn't very sturdy, and then all your pencils come out. And when you have them in an order that you like them, it's very, very frustrating. So I put a piece of paper. It's just a strip that goes all the way across like that to pull the tray out with, and then I also use it as a little scratch pad. There's 3 trays in here. Okay, let's see if I've got this the right way, and the box only closes one way. How frustrating. Okay, and those are way more expensive than my skill level for doing this type of coloring that looks like an adult did it. So we're going to give it a try though. Okay, so we're going to do the stencil. And we don't necessarily want to do it super dark, but we want to be able to see it. This is such a light color, it's hard to tell. when you've got it down. Or where you've got it down. Oh yeah, I can see it now that I turned it. It makes the light different. And the tan kind of helps the colors blend in. You would think, oh no, she's stenciling over where she's going to color. Well, I don't necessarily want to color right on the cream. I'd rather color on the softer stencil. It really looks like I'm missing areas. So I definitely want to get the leaves. This right here just doesn't look like it's... Now that looks dark. Well, if that area is going to be dark, then we got to make that whole rose the same color, so when we color it in, it looks consistent. All right, I'm going in. I didn't mean to do it this dark. That's why we've got a test paper that's the size of the card, and we didn't glue it onto the back of the card. I think I've done this too dark. Yeah, possibly. So there's our stencil. It was really hard to tell with this color whether I got it down or not. So let's cover this disaster up. Worst case scenario, we flip it over and do it again. No big deal. Triple worst case scenario, we start with a new cream colored piece of paper. Still not a big deal. Okay, so then I'm going to take the darker color, and I'm just going to go, I'm not going to color this whole thing. I'm just going to do one to show you, okay? And I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going along the edge, and I'm not pushing down very hard, and I'm just going along the edge of the petal. And that's petal, not petal. Putting the petal to the metal. And I'm doing the bottom where it would be a shadow. And I don't have this super sharp either. Okay, let's do... Now on the top, the inside is going to be the down part. I mean, you know what I mean? The darker part is going to be the down part. I have to keep turning it because of the shadow of my hand because of the lights. Now, if I were doing this not 3 feet away, because I'm one of those people that colors with my head down. It's going to be a little darker here where the center of the flower goes in. Okay, now, is that a rose bud? No, the leaves look different, so I believe these leaves are the part of the flower too. Or maybe they're the... Maybe they're the green around the bud. Let's just do this part. Now I'm going to do the lighter color. And there is a definition. You know what I mean? That it's a stencil, so there's a clear area in between. I'm just going to color it in. Watch my pencil roll away. And I just made a mistake, but we're going to go with it. Do you see what I did? I didn't leave this space. I couldn't see it. I just blew right past it. But that's okay. It'll still be all right. Now, this doesn't have to look professional either. Okay. Now we take our clear pencil. It looks white, but it has no pigment. And then we're going to go in and we're just going to blend them together. And then if you need a little more of the dark, then go back and put a little more of the dark. But it's better to blend the light into the dark. I just figured out why it was rolling away. Because I'm hitting it with my hand. Now, you can see the difference between this little area that I've done and this area that I haven't done. You can see where it's colored. You can see the stroke marks. And here it looks solid. And it's blended. Well, it isn't completely blended. I haven't really done it completely. Why is it that every time I start doing this, I get hungry? What is it with you people? I have no idea what you guys are doing. It makes me so hungry. I still think you guys are always eating while you're watching. Now, if it wasn't a stencil, you know, then you would blend it all the way up together. And since I accidentally did here, I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the dark to kind of define it. Now, when you go back over an area that you've blended, then you've got that clear wax on top, and that kind of makes it kind of float a little more. And you can go in the opposite direction. You know, like I colored this way, but I'm blending it this way, up and down. And that's perfectly fine. And in fact, sometimes it helps. Sometimes you can kind of pull the color, right? And sometimes going in little circles helps. And I'm not totally done blending it. I'm thinking that the dark here is a little too defined. I may get a third color out, like an intermediate color. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to start another video section. Okay, so we're just going to keep going like this. And we're going to blend and blend and blend, and then color a little bit, and then blend some more, and then color a little bit and blend some more, and keep going back and forth until you've got something that you like. Now, I don't like it just being the bud because I'm not going to do the green. where the leaves are, I'm going to leave that tan. I'm just going to do the buds or the flowers. And I didn't look and I didn't look at the picture of a rose that, oh, here we go. The center is this sort of a gold color, but it's got some darker brown too. So I'll look and get a darker brown when I do this. So now this area here, the darker part is going to be down here. Let's do it a little bit lighter than we did up there. A little bit softer. A little bit louder now. A little bit louder now. A little bit softer now. Anyway, you really can't sing at all. So I'm sorry that I embarrassed you with the Blues Brothers. That was a really bad impersonation. Now this is going to go kind of here. So our shadow's going to go here towards the center. Alright, and then let's color our lighter color. Now there's a little clear area right there, so let's see if we can leave it there. It's really hard to see. And I think I'll probably bring some of the darker color in here as well. And even when you're not blending the colors together, if you put the blending pencil over it, it will help smooth out where you see the grit of the paper. It'll make the whole thing look better. Not just the blended area. And it will pull a little bit of the color for you. Okay, and we're going to go over this whole thing. I don't know, I kind of like it the way it is. I'm not sure that I will put any of the dark up here. Well, I should put a little bit right there. Just a teeny little touch right there. And it helps to have the washi on the end of the blending. Okay, so that's the idea. And you just keep going back and forth and back and forth. Until you get it the way you want it. And then you would do all the petals all the way around. And this would be a labor of love. Whether it's perfect or not does not matter. It does not matter at all. Okay. I'm still not happy with this area right here. I think the dark is too dark and too defined. Maybe if I color some of the lighter color right over the top of it, maybe I can knock it back a little bit. No, that's not really working. Well, you're going to have areas or an area or a spot that you don't particularly care for. I mean, that's just going to happen. I think this is too well defined as well. And you just keep going back over it until you're happy. I like being happy. And so this is what I have so far. Oops, closer and this way. That's what I have so far. And then you would just continue. If you wanted to use the stencil as a guide and do the green as well, there's nothing to say that you can't. And you could do the leaves and leave some of the brown and do a very light color and blend it into the brown. This is going to be a little harder to color because I made it a little dark. But we'll persevere. Alright, so let's say we have that all colored. Then we're going to cut it out. And then we're going to glue it to the back of the card. Move all of our secret weapons out of the area. Oh, let me show you this paper that I did real quick. Do you see the green? But can you see there's a lot of gold on there. So I'm hoping you can see it. I can't tell if you can see it or not, but it's very, very shiny. Very shiny. On this side too. Anyway, and I got a new like a pearl color, so I can't wait to make ink out of that. I wonder if spraying gold on this would enhance it once you're done. I don't know. You never know. I think I'm going to keep the sample as well. You could put 2 cards in. You could finish the sample and put in another card. There's nothing that says you can't. You do whatever you want. Okay, so we're going to set these out of the way. Yep, that's all stuff we're not going to use anymore. Let's bring our paper cutter in here. Make sure that this is what we want. Now we're going to cut just a smidge inside the line. It is right to this corner. And we didn't stencil to the corner. So I think what I'm going to do, this is the corner. I think I'm going to glue it to the corner and then cut it out. For me, it hardly ever works the other way around. Now I lost my corner. I'm going to erase this pencil And I can actually see the card through here, and it's right on the line. For some reason it doesn't really want to come off the bottom. Maybe I'm just trying to erase the shadow. Okay, so let's cut it right along the line of the edge of the card, which is so much easier than trying to cut along a line and then try to glue them together. And because of where the stencil is, we have just a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, I did it right side up. Whew. I forgot to check that. It wouldn't have mattered. Actually, this has a right side up and a wrong side up. And this is right side up. So, let's just call that a blessing. So we're going to go right along the edge of the card. Okay. Now we're going to ink this. We're going to actually, let's round the corners. Sorry about that. I had to turn around and get my corner rounder. It's a little harder for me. When it's two, and I have really super strong hands. It makes the card look nicer, especially because it's just a big rectangular card. You know what I mean? It doesn't have like a point at the top or, you know, anything like that. And then we're going to ink it. I sure hope it fits in there. If it doesn't, you start a new one. Looks like I missed a little bit of an area there. Well, I can't trim it now. If I trim it now, then it will throw off my rounded corner. So let's just ink everything just a little bit more. To make it look like we inked it that far on purpose. This works better with antique photo than this color. Could have probably used tea dye. Probably could have used there's another rose color. I just can't think of it. Now it's going to drive me crazy. Maybe spun sugar. That might be too light. You know, because I'm looking at this light color on here, and I'm thinking it might work. I don't think it would be dark enough, though, to show up. At least I remembered to finish my sentence. I think I get bonus points for that. Don't forget, we're going to have to do this on the back. yeah, I'm not super happy with that dark area. But it's not perfect. It's a junk journal, right? But I still don't want it to look like a 5-year-old did it. That's for sure. So I might get it in between color and kind of go up next to it so the transition isn't so harsh. You know what's so funny is I was looking at it and I was trying to match up the colors of the roses, you know what I mean? And I had more purples and, you know, blues. And I was like, how is it that 72 colors is not enough colors? I could not figure it out. I still haven't figured it out. You would think 72 colors. Wow. They sell Crayola sets bigger than that. 120, sometimes more. Oops. What am I doing? Okay. I think we're done inking. I think we're done coloring for now. Okay, so here's our page with our hidden pocket. This will be colored in, and then she can write in the bottom. And put that in here. Oh no. Oh, it's caught. I was like, oh no. It was caught on that petal. Okay, so it's a little crooked. There we go. There we go. Okay, and so that's our page. It's very simple, but it's what I would call handmade. You just don't know it yet by looking at it. Okay? All right, so we're going to glue it in the book. And then we'll come back and finish, or I'll come back and finish coloring the card so that Kyung doesn't have a partially finished tag. That wouldn't be very nice, would it? Seriously going to have to, I hope I was in frame. This is why I don't work so close. I like to spread out and get everything in the area. I know some of you will probably in the comments go, oh, we want you to do it close all the time. Please don't. Because I'm not going to. I don't want to hurt your feelings by saying I'm sorry. Okay, now we're just going to put the page in here. Now let's move it so that it's even with the other one, because we've been doing them even all the way through. So if we do it even here, then it should be even there, because you know it really doesn't go next to our bird hand page, our bird in the hand. Okay, so that's going to go there like that. Then when we put it back in the book, okay, this is going to go here like this. Oh, this is turned a little bit. And then this is going to go next to our safety pin page, like so. So that's our page for this week. And I will see you next week. And it's Kyung's week to pick the prompt. So you're going to have to watch her video here on Fridays. and to see what the prompt is for next week. Okay, and if she picks a sticker, I will be perfectly fine with that. Okay, I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot for watching, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.